I used to think that the number on my birthday cake was the only one that mattered, but I was wrong. There's a huge difference between how old the calendar says you are and how old your body actually feels on the inside. Most of us are walking around with a biological age that's way higher than it should be, leaving us feeling drained, stiff, and looking older than we are. But what if I told you that the most powerful tool to turn back that internal clock is sitting right in your kitchen cabinet? I've spent months obsessed with the science of biohacking, and I've found one specific ritual that changed everything for my energy and my skin. It's not a fancy pill or an expensive treatment, it's how you use olive oil. But here's the catch. Most people are doing it completely wrong and actually wasting their money. Today, I'm showing you the exact protocol I use to lower my biological age and keep my cells acting like they're 10 years younger.
Before we dive into the how-to, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know which city or country you're watching from. I love seeing how far this community reaches. And if you are serious about taking control of your health and aging in reverse, hit that subscribe button and join the journey. All right, let's talk about the liquid gold secret that's going to change your life. Think of your body like a high-end mansion that's constantly being lived in. Over time, things break. The walls get scuffed and the wiring gets frayed. In your body, this wear and tear happens at the DNA level. Every day, your environment, the food you eat, and even the stress you feel cause tiny cracks in your genetic blueprint. If you don't fix these cracks, that's when aging accelerates, your energy levels tank, and your skin loses that healthy glow. You essentially start rusting from the inside out. This is where a special group of master repairmen in your cells come into play.
Science calls them longevity genes, but I like to think of them as a 24/7 maintenance crew. Their job is to scan your DNA, find the damage, and patch it up before it turns into a permanent problem. The issue is that as we get older, this repair crew tends to fall asleep on the job. They have the tools to keep you young, but they're sitting in the break room instead of out on the floor doing the work. They need a wake-up call to get back to business. That's exactly where high-quality olive oil comes in. It contains a specific type of healthy fat that acts like a loud alarm clock for your cellular repair crew. When you consume the right amount, it sends a signal directly to these genes, telling them to get back to work fixing your DNA and protecting your cells. By adding this one simple ingredient to your daily routine, you aren't just eating a healthy fat, you are literally flipping a switch that tells your body to stay in repair mode instead of aging mode. It's one of the easiest ways to help your body heal itself from the inside out. Beyond just repairing your DNA, your body has an even more incredible trick for staying young. It's a built-in recycling system. Imagine if you never took the trash out of your house. Eventually, the hallways would get blocked, the air would turn stale, and nothing would function right. Your cells are exactly the same. Over time, they accumulate cellular junk, broken proteins and worn-out parts that just sit there, taking up space and causing inflammation. This buildup is one of the biggest reasons we start to look and feel older than we should. To stay youthful, your body needs to perform a deep clean, a process where it identifies that cellular trash and actually breaks it down to use for energy. This is what biohackers call autophagy, but you can just think of it as a cellular detox. It's the ultimate internal refresh. The problem is that in our modern world, where we're constantly snacking and surrounded by stress, this cleaning cycle rarely gets a chance to start. Most of us are walking around with cluttered cells, which leads to dull skin, brain fog, and a metabolism that feels like it's stuck in low gear. The good news is that high-phenolic olive oil is like a master key that unlocks this cleaning cycle. It contains unique compounds that trick your cells into thinking it's time to tidy up, even if you aren't doing a long, difficult fast. When you take that daily dose of liquid gold, you're essentially hitting the reset button on your biology. It forces your body to clear out the old, sluggish components and replace them with fresh, high-performing ones. It's the simplest way to ensure that your internal systems stay as clean and efficient as they were years ago. Now, here is the frustrating truth. A lot of the olive oil sitting on grocery store shelves in the US is actually dead oil. It might look fine and taste okay, but it's been stripped of all those amazing anti-aging benefits we just talked about. Because olive oil is a huge business, many brands take shortcuts, mixing in cheaper oils, using old harvests, or processing the life out of it with high heat. If you're using low-quality oil, you're just adding calories to your meal without getting any of the cellular repair or detox benefits. You're essentially paying for a biohack that isn't working. So how do you know if your bottle is actually a longevity powerhouse or just a waste of money? There is one simple, foolproof test you can do right in your kitchen, and it's called the cough test. Take a small sip of your olive oil, straight, no bread. If it's high quality, you should feel a distinct peppery sting or a scratchy sensation at the back of your throat. If it makes you cough once or even twice, that is actually a great sign. That burn isn't acidity. It's the physical proof that the oil is packed with the specific nutrients that fight inflammation and protect your brain. When you're out shopping, you want to be a bit of a detective. First, look for a harvest date on the label. You want oil that was pressed within the last 12 to 18 months. It needs. Real, life-extending olive oil should have a little bit of an attitude when you taste it. Knowing that olive oil is good for you is one thing, but knowing exactly how much to take is where the real magic happens. In the world of biohacking, we call this precision dosing.
Think of it like a prescription from nature. If you take too little, you won't see a change in your skin or your energy. If you take way too much, you're just adding unnecessary calories. Based on the most famous long-term health studies out there, the sweet spot for truly reversing the signs of aging is roughly 3 tablespoons a day. This is the amount that provides enough healthy fuel to actually move the needle for your heart, your brain, and your cells. Now, you don't have to drink all 3 tablespoons in one go like a giant shot. In fact, it's better if you don't. The best way to do this is to spread it out across your day to keep your body in a constant state of repair. I like to start with 1 tablespoon in the morning to kickstart my metabolism and wake up my brain. Then I use the remaining 2 tablespoons during lunch and dinner.
By drizzling it over your meals, you're not just making your food taste better. You're ensuring that your body has a steady supply of these age-fighting compounds from sunup to sundown. Consistency is the secret ingredient here. You can't just do this once a week and expect to look 10 years younger. This protocol works because it builds up in your system over time, slowly cleaning out the junk and repairing your DNA day by day. It's a small, simple habit that takes less than 30 seconds, but the compound effect is massive. When you hit that 3 tablespoon mark daily, you're giving your body the consistent signal it needs to stay in growth and repair mode, rather than letting the clock wind down. It's the easiest daily investment you can make for your future self. One of the biggest hidden reasons we age too fast is something that happens every time we eat: the blood sugar spike. Think of your bloodstream like a highway. When you eat a big bowl of pasta or a sugary snack, it's like a massive traffic jam of sugar hitting your system all at once. This sugar rush doesn't just make you feel tired later, it actually causes a process in your body that's a lot like caramelizing your tissues. It makes your skin lose its bounce, creates wrinkles, and puts a huge amount of stress on your internal organs. Over time, these daily sugar spikes act like a fast-forward button for aging. But here is the ultimate biohacker secret. You can actually buffer that sugar hit using olive oil. By taking just 1 tablespoon about 15 to 20 minutes before you eat a meal, you're essentially prepping your stomach for what's coming. The healthy fats in the olive oil act like a velvet curtain, slowing down how fast your stomach empties its contents into your system. Instead of that sugar rushing into your blood like a flood, it enters as a slow, steady trickle. This keeps your energy levels stable and, more importantly, prevents that internal rusting that leads to premature aging. I call this the metabolic shield. When you get the timing right, you'll notice a massive difference in how you feel after a meal. You won't get that heavy food coma feeling or the brain fog that usually follows a lunch break. Instead, you'll have steady, clean energy because you've managed to keep your internal chemistry balanced. It's such a simple shift in timing, but it's one of the most effective ways to protect your cells from the damage caused by the modern diet. You're not just eating, you're strategically managing your biology to stay younger, longer. There is a huge misconception out there that once you buy a high-quality bottle of olive oil, the job is done. But here's the reality. Olive oil is living medicine, and it is incredibly fragile.
The most powerful anti-aging compounds, the ones that fix your DNA and clear out cellular junk, are extremely sensitive to heat. When you take that expensive high-phenolic oil and use it to fry an egg or sear a steak at high temperatures, you are essentially cooking out the very nutrients you paid for. You might still be eating a healthy fat, but you've effectively killed the biohacker's secret sauce that actually reverses your age. Think of olive oil like a high-performance sports car. You wouldn't take a Ferrari off-roading through the mud. You'd want to keep it in peak condition to get the best performance. When you expose these delicate molecules to high heat, they begin to break down and oxidize. Instead of fighting inflammation, the oil can actually start to create it. To get the anti-aging results we're looking for, you have to treat it with respect. This is why I always tell people, cook with other fats, but heal with olive oil. You want to keep those precious molecules raw and intact so they can do their best work inside your body. The most effective way to protect these bioactives is to use your olive oil as a finishing touch. Instead of putting it in the pan at the start, wait until your food is on the plate and is cooled down just a bit, then drizzle it on generously. This keeps the flavor vibrant and, more importantly, ensures that every single drop is packed with the raw power your cells need. By making this one simple change, moving your oil from the frying pan to the dinner table, you're making sure that your body is actually getting the liquid gold it needs to stay young, rather than just another cooking ingredient. In the world of biohacking, we have a concept called stacking. It's the idea that 1 + 1 doesn't just equal 2, it equals 10. While olive oil is incredibly powerful on its own, it acts as a delivery vehicle that can supercharge other superfoods in your diet.
Many of the most important nutrients for staying young are fat-soluble, meaning your body literally cannot absorb them unless they are dissolved in a high-quality fat. Without a healthy fat like olive oil, those expensive supplements and organic vegetables you're eating might just pass right through your system without ever reaching your cells. Take turmeric, for example. It's famous for being one of the best natural tools to fight the stiffness and internal fire that makes us feel old. But here's the secret. The active ingredient in turmeric is very difficult for your body to pick up on its own. When you stack it with olive oil, you're basically giving it a VIP pass to enter your bloodstream. The healthy fats in the oil wrap around the nutrients, protecting them and carrying them exactly where they need to go. By combining these ingredients, you're not just eating a meal, you're creating a high-performance formula that multiplies the anti-aging benefits of everything on your plate. This strategy also works wonders with your daily vitamins, specifically the ones that protect your bones, heart, and skin, like vitamin D and vitamin K. If you're taking your supplements on an empty stomach or with just a glass of water, you're likely wasting your money. But if you take them alongside your 3-tablespoon protocol, you're ensuring maximum absorption. It's about being efficient with your biology. When you start stacking your olive oil with colorful spices and nutrient-dense greens, you're turning every bite into a focused treatment that keeps your body resilient, vibrant, and years younger than your actual age. Even the highest quality, most expensive olive oil in the world can turn into liquid rust if you don't store it correctly. Think of olive oil as a living product, almost like a fresh fruit juice. The moment it's pressed, a countdown timer starts. The biggest enemies of your oil's anti-aging powers are light, heat, and air. When olive oil is exposed to these elements, it undergoes a process called oxidation. This basically means the healthy molecules break down and go rancid, turning a powerful health tonic into something that can actually increase stress on your cells instead of fixing them. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is keeping their olive oil right on the counter next to the stove. It looks great in a clear glass bottle, but that heat from cooking and the light from your kitchen windows are slowly killing the nutrients inside. To keep your liquid gold potent, you need to treat it like a delicate wine. It belongs in a cool, dark place, like a pantry or a cupboard far away from the oven. And always make sure the cap is screwed on tight. Every second that bottle sits open, oxygen is rushing in and stealing the very compounds that keep your skin glowing and your brain sharp. Lastly, size and timing matter. When you're at the store, it's tempting to buy the massive gallon-sized tin to save a few bucks, but unless you're cooking for a small army, that's a bad move for biohacking. Every time you open that giant container, the oil inside gets exposed to more air. By the time you get to the bottom, the anti-aging benefits are likely long gone.
Instead, buy smaller, dark glass bottles that you can finish within 30 to 60 days. This ensures that every single tablespoon you take is as fresh and powerful as the day it was pressed, giving your body the maximum youth-boosting punch possible. Now, I don't just want you to watch this video and think, that was interesting. I want you to actually feel the difference in your own body. That's why I'm challenging you to the 30-day Liquid Gold protocol.
For the next 4 weeks, I want you to commit to those 3 tablespoons of high-quality peppery olive oil every single day. Swap out the processed seed oils and the heavy dressings for this one natural powerhouse. This isn't a fad diet. It's a 30-day experiment where you become the scientist of your own biology, and the stakes are your health and your longevity. During these 30 days, pay close attention to the small changes that most people overlook. Usually, around week 2, people start to notice that brain fog lifting and their afternoon energy levels staying much more consistent. By week 4, don't be surprised if your friends start asking what you've been doing differently with your skin, or if you notice that those nagging aches in your joints don't feel quite as sharp. These are the physical signs that your cells are cleaning house and your DNA repair crew is finally back on the clock. It takes a bit of time to turn the ship around, but once you start feeling that internal glow, you'll never want to go back. So, are you in? If you're ready to take the challenge, type "I'm in the comments right now to hold yourself accountable. I'll be hanging out in the comment section to answer your questions and cheer you on as you start this journey. And if you found this deep dive helpful, make sure to hit that like button and share this with someone you care about who wants to stay young and vibrant. This is just the beginning of taking control of your biological age, and I'm so excited to see the results you get. I'll see you in the next video.